Good morning and welcome back to Trinidad and Tobago. A special good morning to Tobago. That's right. We continue our discussions with Tobago, and this morning we are talking to Mr. Farley Augustine. He's the area representative at Palatuvia Speyside at THA, and he will be talking to us a little bit about some developments with the tourism industry and some issues facing CAL at the moment. Good morning, Mr. Augustine. How are you doing?
Good morning to you, and good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. I'm doing quite well this morning.
All right, so let's just kick things off a little bit by chatting about some of the issues or concerns that are facing the tourism sector in Tobago at the moment.
Well, at the moment, we are treating with the misplacing of nearly $10 million within the space of a year and a few months. What has happened, and the Chief Secretary spoke to this issue yesterday afternoon, what has happened is that in July last year, some 1.6 million was placed in a wrong account, and that money was meant for agents out of Miami. That was never treated with. And then this year, some 8 million TT dollars was similarly placed in a wrong account, and this was meant for Virgin Atlantic. And now we find ourselves with a situation where that money was withdrawn from that account was closed, and Virgin Atlantic is still without the monies that we owe them. And so I and the Progressive Democratic Patriots, the minority side of the Tobago House of Assembly, we have been vehemently arguing that there is a need for an independent inquiry into the Division of Tourism. I know that the Chief Secretary indicated that he was not satisfied with a report that was sent to him, so he sent back the report, requesting a new one and asking questions. And we are saying you can't ask the people involved in that situation to give you a better report. What is required is an independent inquiry and an accounting inquiry into what has transpired in the Division of Tourism, Culture and Transportation. And it is strange because we have public service systems that are meant to help us avoid this kind of situation. It is puzzling that you will keep putting millions of TT dollars, taxpayers' money, into wrong accounts. Where are the folks who verify these account numbers? Where are the persons who call the service providers to verify if they receive these sums? And at this juncture, given that it's an international transaction and one that involves the United Kingdom, we at this point should also be using our diplomatic channels and our relationship with the United Kingdom to get them to help us investigate this matter from their end. If we follow the money, we will find the culprits. And we find it incredulous, the kinds of excuses that have been provided. Some are saying computers are hacked. Some are blaming Nigerian scammers. But I'm saying this is the result of poor management, poor accounting management. And this is all happening at a time when Tobago is struggling to bring its tourism sector out of its comatose stage. Because the reality is, tourism in Tobago has been almost dead for a few years. And this year was particularly worse. And we have to ensure we use all of our resources properly, that our investments go in the right place, and that we use this kind of money to do proper product marketing and so on. And so when we are losing close to $10 million and people are just going about life as if nothing has happened, then something has to be wrong with this place and wrong with how we do governance. And more so, I want to take this opportunity to call on the Chief Secretary and to call on the chief administrator to remove from the Division of Tourism every single officer who had anything to do with this matter. And I'm not just talking about the transport coordinator who is receiving the majority of the blame at this juncture, but I'm also including the accountants who did the checks, those who were supposed to do final checks and verifications, and even the administrator for that division, so that the investigation into what transpired will go unhindered. And the fact that this happened in July of last year, a similar incident happened last year, July. The officers involved remain working there. They were never fired. The fourth squad was never called in then. And it happened at a greater level in 2017. It says that those both at the political level and those at the public service level, they either fell asleep at the wheel or they were very complicit and negligent in what could possibly be one of the biggest frauds on the Tobago House of Assembly. How do we justify people pickpocketing the Tobago House of Assembly? How do we justify that? And we simply cannot. And so from our end, we will be advocating and we will be pressuring the Tobago House of Assembly, and we mean the Executive Council, into ensuring that this matter is treated urgently and that those who are responsible are brought before the court and Tobagonians will receive some justice.
Now, Mr. Farley, why do you think this keeps happening? Is it that there is a need to put proper controls in place for the disbursement of funds, for instance? Is there segregation of duties with regard to the disbursement of funds?
Well, there are existing systems nationally that our public servants, even in Tobago, are supposed to adhere to. And I'm using the term public servants loosely because I also want to include those people that the Executive Council hire on contract and allow to manage the investment of the island. And what has been happening is that we have been quite lax in ensuring that these systems are followed. Unfortunately, people have been spending the THA's money, the Tobagonian money, as if it's theirs, without any repercussions whatsoever. And it is not the first time we have heard talk of money that we can't account for. Check every Auditor General's report of the THA for the last 14 years or so. The last one in 2015 also saying the same thing. One, there's always an adverse opinion from the Auditor General. The Auditor General could never verify our expenditure nor our savings. Imagine in the last Auditor General's report, the Auditor General was saying that he discovered a bank account that was never disclosed to him. More than that, the Auditor General was also saying that what he sees on our cash books, he could not verify. He could not even get bank statements to verify that what we say we have in our bank accounts is what we really have. And so this island is in a mess when it comes to accountability. And sorry to say, but Mr. Orville London and the team he led for 16 years, they are largely responsible for the financial mess that we find ourselves in. And unfortunately, the PNM is still in power in Tobago, different players, but it might very well be a case of same script, different cast, different side of the coin, same tree, same roots. Maybe the leaves are different, but we don't expect anything different. But we are saying from the opposition standpoint, from the minority council standpoint, that we have to get it right this time. This is the hardest of guava seasons. Things hard everywhere. We cannot afford to lose $10 million. And that's why this morning I want to call on the Attorney General, who is this big corruption buster. You need to come into the Tobago House of Assembly. I am also calling on the central auditing in the Ministry of Finance. You need to get involved too. The Auditor General must fly up from Trinidad and also get involved in this matter and ensure that public officers are made to account. Those who are responsible must be removed from that division while the investigation is ongoing. And we are saying the investigation must go by way of an independent inquiry. We don't want people to just tell us that an auditing will happen and it takes the next 4 years. We are at another election and auditing is never completed. We want an independent inquiry because any auditor with any sense could just take a cursory glance at the THS books and realize that we have been quite flawed in our approach to accounting. And in many cases, that is deliberately so that people can steal. Tobago is perhaps the most corrupt island in the entire Caribbean. And that's because we have had Tobago House of Assembly executive councils that have enabled this kind of behavior over the years. And we must put a stop to that right now.
Okay, Mr. Augustine, you are making a recommendation to have those responsible be removed from office. However, the investigation is still ongoing. How practical is this at this time, seeing that the investigation is still ongoing and those they still need to be identified?
You cannot do an investigation into the division and those responsible are still there. There is a high possibility that public officers will attempt to corrupt the process of that investigation. Therefore, the standard procedure is to remove them from that division. I'm not saying to fire them, because you can't fire them until you can conclusively prove what happened. You have to remove them from that division and commence your investigation. They will all have to be interviewed, but they don't need to be working in the third division while being interviewed as part of the investigation. People can be transferred and people can also be suspended pending the investigation and while the investigation is ongoing. Because there is clear evidence that public officers did not meet standard public service accounting practices. And therefore, that's grounds enough to suspend folks while an investigation is ongoing.
All right, and in our final minute, I understand we still have a minute left. We understand that the matter is under investigation. When do you think we can expect to get an update on this?
Well, don't expect it. This is Trinidad and Tobago, where thieves in jacket and tie get away. So don't expect it. But we will keep pressuring the Tobago House of Assembly to ensure that this issue is brought to a conclusion and those responsible are made to pay. Also, if we look at the fact that the Chief Secretary is saying he discovered this matter since last week, Wednesday, and it took an entire week before the fraud squad could arrive in Tobago. Given that it's one island, I don't know if Caribbean Airlines was responsible for them not being able to get to the island sooner. But I would think if you find $10 million being missing, being misplaced, which is perhaps the more appropriate term at this point, being misplaced, I will think that will warrant an emergency call on the fraud squad.
Okay,
not an entire week.
Mr. Augustine, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us this morning. It's much appreciated.
Thank you.
Well, we take a short break and we return with more. Stay tuned.
Parents, children, it's back! Nallis presents the 11th annual Celebrity